Hello and welcome to another day playing MTG Arena. I am Dr. Max. We are on day 6 of Tryhard Week. We are trying to get out of Platinum. We're getting close. So here we have Mono White, another Tier 1 deck in Standard. This is, I think, pretty similar to a lot of the stuff that you have probably played against. There are some variations. I think the biggest thing you'll notice here is that there is no Thalia. And instead, we're still going the taxing route, but we're going to be doing that through Invasion and through Peacekeeper. So those are our two taxing cards there, instead of having Thalia, which could potentially be taxing our own spells as well. We have two Surge of Salvations to run protection against ourselves. I should say, against cards that are targeted at us. Other than that, a lot of this is very standard stuff you would see. 3 Initiates, 4 Recruitment Officers, 4 Coppercoat Vanguards, 4 Intrepid Adversaries. We have our Peacekeepers, Cathars, and Adelines, and then 2 Phyrexian Vindicators, which are just really solid cards. Mono White, I don't think we're going to have a problem getting there as far as paying that 4 white mana and then 2 Steel Seraphs. So let's see how this performs. This seems fine. I'm hoping we hit another land, but Officer potentially into Vanguard seems like a strong start, and we are going first. And our opponent's mulling, so bummer for them, but again, that is part of Magic. I feel like as of late, I've been trying to do a lot of multicolored decks, and I have mana issues obviously when you're running so many colors. Okay, so this to me seems like probably Domain Ramp then. So we'll play at a Vanguard and swing, and then I think that Invasion is looking very strong next turn. Yeah, the Mishas is great, and let's Invasion here though and see if we can just get them out of any potential. So Union, expand the sphere. Yeah, so we're going to take their Union to get rid of their land. And then we'll go 3 from the Officer there and 2 there. So we're getting bigger creatures, we'll have Surge, and we're just trying to basically just go foot to the throat here. It wouldn't surprise me if they even Herd Migration just to try and gain some life. They're still a little bit away from being able to do any big spells here, so we're just going to really try and go pedal to the metal, push all of that damage we can. And at this point, we would be presenting lethal next turn. They'll gain 3 life, so up to 9 with Herd Migration, but I think we may be just fast enough for them because they're not going to have any exile effects here of 4 mana. They don't have a basic, so ossification's not possible. So let's just push damage and see what they have. Maybe a Wandering Emperor? Okay, sure. They're digging for something, but they don't have anything. Got him. Another good start here. We can go Initiate into Vanguard. It looks like we're playing mono blue from the start at least. And this seems to be considering that for sure. Mono blue here. They're probably going to be holding up a Make Disappear. So, okay, they're playing that, sure. We can Coppercoat here, and that makes that a 2/2, and then basically I'll say, sure, trade off if you want. Okay, so adding black in, that's pretty interesting. What would feel bad here is if that they remove the... So let's try and play a Steel Seraph if we can to Prototype and try and give something flying to get above Surge Engine and basically just say, if you have a counterspell, use it now. Okay. They might have... We're going to try. They may have a cut down, in which case they'll be able to really get us here. But if they're blocking on the Vanguard, that seems good for us. Yep. Okay. They're playing another Surge Engine. Okay. I think here then we Steel Seraph and just give our creature flying if we can. But this probably gets countered at this point since we're running out of stuff. It's not looking good for us. So I think at this point we're pretty toast. I'm going to try and Cathar, but I feel like this is not going to resolve. Are we going to do a combat trick and kill the Cathar? No? Okay. Blast Zone? Sure. Okay, they're going up to 3 with the Blast Zone. So that's something they don't have any direct removal then. Surge of Salvation seems the best for them to take. Okay. And they have another one, yeah. So... they're a ways away now from being able to... I can give him... Oh, it's hexproof. Okay, yeah, take it. That's fine. Do I go? Yeah, I think we gotta go big here. An Initiate needs another 1/1 counter. At this point, I think we aggressively just go big or go home here. They can make their Surge Engine quite large. Yep. They can make it big again. Sure. I would have personally killed the Initiate there because as soon as I get one more, I can blow it up. But yeah, things aren't looking good here, although they are running out of resources, but Adeline is now within Blast Zone. Let's see, do they have another counterspell? Answer is no there, so we'll pass. Which means we'll be able to train the Initiate. Even if they do that in response, I can... They can go big here with Surge Engine, that's fine. Okay, yeah, put a charge. You do that unless you counter my Surge, I believe. No, it's hexproof, dang it. Yeah, it's just damage, dang it. Alright, well, they sacked that, that's okay. That Surge Engine is annoying. I have not seen that card. And it's, yeah, we'll give it hexproof. That allows us then also, we're at 6 mana. So I'm going to go tap, tap, get a Cathar. And then we're going to swing, and when this gets training, I can now kill this. down to 2. That Brute then is technically a target with their Blast Zone, because it does have a mana value of 3. If they do that, that's pretty much their whole turn, though. So they're going to feel good about that, but then I can just power up Mishra's Foundry. And this is only an ETB. Or dies. Okay. Yeah, use your Blast Zone. Blow it up. I can also just try and go this route. And we'll pay. And we'll pay. And we'll attack. Do they have removal? They do not. Whew! Can't believe we won that game. Holy crap. This is a little bit slow for what we're looking to do here, so I'm going to mull. By the way, I moved my camera back to middle left. Let me know if you have a preference among camera positions. Just always trying to make, you know, things better, so let me know. The downside, obviously, is you don't see as much of my opening hand. And obviously, I usually try and put it on the bottom for deck building so you can see. Okay, we're flooding out a little bit here. So this is telling me they think that they have really good value. We're going to play out the adversary just because we need some presence on the board. Wouldn't surprise me here if they just drop a Trespasser. No? Okay. Let's try and get a... If Adeline doesn't resolve, I think we're done here. But they just kill her. Yeah, it's pretty much doing the same thing because we have severely flooded out. We've only drawn lands off the top. Let's see what we get, but I'm about ready to tap out. Okay, we'll try and keep this. We'll see what we can get out of this. Sheldred, get out of here. Happy with Liliana plussing. They're probably going to get rid of one of their lands. They can blitz out the underdog. And that's what they're going to do. Yep, makes sense. Do that damage. I do not care. No blocks. Okay. Play this into this. Yep, in response. Trying to find something here. Adversary's great actually now. And we'll kill their Lily. So we'll be able to do 2 pumps. I'm assuming they're hitting land here to be able to play Sheldred. And that's probably what they're going to do. Yep. Makes a lot of sense. So let's pump. No, we're only going to get 1 pump. Dang it, that sucks. Alright. Feels bad. Not going to attack. Are they flooding out here? If they blitz the underdog, that feels like yes. And they're just going to hold Sheldred back. Okay, Trespasser. Yeah, Trespasser's great. So then Invasion looks pretty stupid. But obviously we're going to block underdog. They may as well attack with it. Or they could just hold. Yep, that's fine. They're going to draw, get value. At this point, we need some kind of removal, but I'll take a look at your hand. And yeah, we'll say, okay, Fairy Mastermind is now more expensive for you. And let's also make Liliana for if she comes more expensive as well. So here we're at a real impasse. They can keep blitzing the underdog, and that's actually probably their best choice. They have 8 mana, so they can also blitz and Fairy Mastermind. But at this point, I don't think we have, unless we get a Cathar, there's nothing for us to do. And then their Trespasser is going to look better on the next turn. So I think we basically need to rip off a Cathar here. If we hit a land, Trespasser flips, and we're in real trouble. Yep, alright, so we're just going to scoop here. Better. A little bit of a gap. No turn 2 play immediately, but that's okay. The 2 Cathars is great, especially if we're going up against a creature-heavy deck, which so far we've been pitted mostly against control. This is seeming maybe more of a mid-range value, but they do have cut down, it looks like. So, yeah, you got it. At this point, do I steal Seraph? No, we'll pass, and I'll see what they do. I'm still not entirely sure what they're trying to do, so it seems like they are for sure Rakdos now. Okay. Yeah. Then I'm going to, I can add mana, so let's get you out of here. Even if they remove Cathar, that's okay. Yep, expecting Cathar to be removed there, and that's alright. Shakedown heavy, sure. What's Cathar again? They're heavy. And then play a recruitment officer. If they continue to have removal for Brutal Cathar, it just feels really bad. But we're going to try and get there. If you want to attack, I'm not going to block you. Yeah, nice. I think at this point we... I think we try and hold on to... Ultimately, we can make their Arcfiend seem bad. Oh, wow. Okay. Yeah, things are not going great here. And they are going to hit my Anointed. Yep, and they get a Flesh Gorger out for free. Yeah, we're going to scoop here. Okay, Officer into Coppercoat seems good. Would love to hit a third land. We can also, that will, depending on what we're playing, mono red, okay. We'll see how this goes, because we're both trying to be aggro here. That Phyrexian, if I can get to the Vindicator, that is, I mean, just game over at that point. Any damage, so if we get to 4 mana, we win the game. Okay, they're doing the pump spell route, which is interesting. Do they have another Ancestral Anger? No. Invasion may be better here. Although Copper Coat is pretty strong. Okay, we're going to get to 3, which is great. I think we Invasion. Because it seems like they're holding up a Play with Fire. And they're going to hit face, sure. And they're very clearly worried that that was something that I was going to take. Yeah, your Stormseeker is going away. I do not ever want you to cast a Stormseeker. Feldon is a really, really good hit for them off the top. I think at this point, we block Feldon. They'll get a Kamano, and they can play it right now. But I can also make Rivetier's Requisitioner more expensive, and now they can't cast it. So we'll see what they hit. Yep. It's until end of next turn. Yep. Okay, so they are going to play a Stormseeker on the next turn, which is pretty good. Not mad at them for doing that. Let's Copper Coat and then hold up a Surge here. And they are going to probably target him. And I will say no dice. So we are in a really strong position right now. Where they can play that, and that's fine. That's all they have. They'll be able to give their chick +1/+1. But now I know that they are out of, at least right now, no burn. Strong dislike there. Okay. And then I'm going to Cathar their Stormseeker. And then attack with Peacekeeper. Chick again. I just need one more planes. Of course, I had to hit the Foundry there. Yep. There we go. Alright, game over. That Vindicator is going to wreck your world. If they rip into Lightning Strike, that's pretty good. And at that point, what can you do? Yep. Does he have among creatures you control? at this point, a board swing is lethal. Did they pull it? Wow. Whew, that was close. Okay. Go officer into invasion, into peacekeeper, and I guess just try and tax the hell out of them. Mono red. We'll see what they have. What their 2-drop selection is. And I'll say no Swift Spear for you. And they're really far away from the Thundering Raijus. But they're basically in pure top deck mode at this point. Really just hoping against hope. So no Thundering Raiju for you. And we'll see if they hit a land. Doesn't look like it. Ancestral Anger, yep. No blocks. Seems like another play with fire here. Yep. Push all your damage. Probably land on top then. And we'll Peacekeeper. And he'll just get bigger and bigger. He's a 4/4 now. And we'll have Surge of Salvation. And they can Swift Spear if they want. Yep, go for it. All right, got him. Good old salad fingers. If I had a nickel for every time. Yeah, this seems good. We'll need another land, but Officer into Vanguard's pretty good. Mono blue, so I think we'll get Vanguard underneath. They could have a Fading Hope. Consider makes sense. To me, at least, then this seems like they are holding up maybe a Fading Hope. Probably more likely, though, is Make Disappear. So we'll try and get that out of them right here. That works too. Alright, they're holding on to stuff. Come on, play something out, please. Yep. Let's play an adversary. It will get around, Make Disappear. And then we can pump. If they have another Fading Hope, I assume they would have played it, but we'll find out. We're holding on to Vindicator just because at this point I think it gets... They're not having many sources that are going to be doing direct damage to me, right? They don't like that Djinn, which tells me they have another Djinn in hand. Or a Terror, sure. Makes a lot of sense. That has Ward, so we're not going to touch it. This feels like a Fading Hope, in which case it's a trap, so we're just going to hold. They're going to get their Djinn out here, because they probably have a couple counter spells to protect it. Yep, makes sense. Got a lot of powerful stuff. Do you counter this? Yep. Okay, that's fine. I'll throw my adversary at you. What do you got? Okay. I love that trade. That's maybe telling me they have another Haughty Djinn in hand then. Didn't hit their land. Cathar can't hit their Terror. So I'm going to try and play Adeline because now it does get around and make disappear. We'll see if they have another Essence Scatter. And at this point, our life is a huge resource. I think they're going to go dig. And again, them loading back up here is not the worst thing. Obviously not ideal. They're thinking deep thoughts about Adeline, then keep touching her. Please stop touching my cards. So they can counter their Adeline, right? No, so they have a 2/4. Yeah, sure. You'll make it stronger. That was a very weird turn. Is that only opponent controls? No, just target creature. Okay. You got me. I got a lot of life to spare. So how are you going to deal with that? Let's attack with our Adeline. Let's see what we can do. See how they react. Okay. So then we'll create another 5/5, which is fine. And then they'll block there, sure. Alright, at this point, I'm going to try the Phyrexian Vindicator. And they're going to go digging for cards. Please don't touch my Vindicator. It would make me very sad. Okay, we'll peace keep. 2 negates, and we'll get rid of your march. More expensive now. We'll attack in the air with Vindicator, make them use it. Little do they know, I don't play non-creature spells. No point in adversary just yet. I think they march on the next turn. But even in doing that, it's really expensive now. They can't get everything. So I'm going to Cathar here. Can't pay the ward on Terror, but I can get rid of their Adeline, and that's basically free. And that's X creatures, right? They can exile those negates, which I would be absolutely fine with. So they need to get rid of my Vindicator, and then they're probably going to get rid of Coppercoat. I wonder if they're considering that they're going to have to pay ward costs for those. Can't do the other one. Counter on one, counters it all. So back with the post-game wrap, I like this take on kind of the mono-white aggro. You know, I've seen so much of Thalia in my time playing Arena that even I just kind of feel bad playing her. With Phyrexian Vindicator coming in there were a couple rounds, you know, where I could have played it, but Foundry or something like that was screwing with the mana. So even though there's 2 Misha's Foundries, maybe even just cut those and go back up to more planes and stuff. Foundry is useful, but not that useful in this deck. Other than that, I think this, you know, was a very solid build here. Happy with it. I think you should absolutely give it a go. It's a fun take on the mono white aggro approach. So give it a go. I think you'll enjoy it, and I'll see you next time.